rather than becoming energy independent and creating our own clean energy sources in the United States, what we are doing is importing every year some $300 billion from countries like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Russia, Venezuela into this country. So we're making the royalty in Saudi Arabia even richer. We're making Exxon Mobil, most profitable company in the world, even more profitable, while oil prices are soaring and impacting negatively the average American.
I'm Jen Regan, and I have a question for you, Senator Sanders. What's the holdup? President Roosevelt and President Obama both said that the president needs the people to tell them what to do. But in the case with the environment, I think the people need legislators to be proactive. So why don't we have more aggressive laws in regards to environmental safety, in regards to cap and trade, and green jobs?
And thank you very much for that important question. And let me just say this, that some of us in the Senate and the House are trying to be aggressive and to address the environmental crises that we're facing. And we want to do that for two reasons. Number one, obviously, if we don't get our act together in terms of global warming, if the planet continues to heat, what you're looking at is catastrophe now and in the years to come in terms of drought and flooding and mass migrations and disease and all the other things that the scientists are telling us are happening and will happening. So it is absolutely imperative that we cut back on greenhouse gas emissions. And furthermore, here's the insanity of what we're currently doing. Rather than becoming energy independent and creating our own clean energy sources in the United States, what we are doing is importing every year some $300 billion from countries like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Russia, Venezuela into this country. So we're making the royalty in Saudi Arabia even richer. We're making Exxon Mobil, most profitable company in the world, even more profitable, while oil prices are soaring and impacting negatively the average American. So what do we have to do? What we have to do is address global warming, cut back on greenhouse gas emissions. We have to move to energy independence, and we know how to do it. Now, Jen, your question is a good one. Have we been as aggressive as we should have been? No, we're not. Are we making some progress? We really are. In the stimulus package, for example, that we passed, we are spending more money on energy efficiency and sustainable energy than in the history of the United States of America. And we're certainly moving far more aggressively, have moved far more aggressively in the last year than Bush did in 8 years. But we have got to do more. Here's what I think we've got to do. I think the low-hanging fruit and a real job creator is energy efficiency. And as we struggle with the most significant economic crisis since the Great Depression, it is imperative that we create millions of good-paying jobs. And the interesting thing here is that good environmental policy is good economic policy. We can create those jobs as we make our nation more energy efficient, as we cut back on greenhouse gas emissions. So energy efficiency is extremely important because that is the most cost-effective way of cutting back on greenhouse gas emissions and saving energy. Equally important, however, is moving away from fossil fuels, both foreign oil and coal in this country, to such sustainable energies as wind, solar, biomass, geothermal. And as we do that, we create good-paying jobs all over this country. Think of a future in which we are producing a significant part of our energy through wind turbines, both large and small, that's wind farms, but also small turbines in rural America on our farms. Think about the future of our country when we get a very significant part of our energy from solar. And that's both solar thermal from the Southwest as photovoltaic panels on millions and millions of rooftops all over this country. Think about the future of America as we create jobs by using biomass, whether it's wood chips, harvested in an environmentally sensitive way, or other biomass crops, creating locally generated energy. Think about the future of America as we move to geothermal and other kinds of technology. So Bottom line here is we are making some progress. We have got to move more aggressively. And when we go forward in this area, we're not only helping to save the planet in terms of global warming, we are also moving to get this country out of the economic crisis that we're in right now. Jen, thanks very much for your question.